Hi guys, we're here with Millie today to go through one of the shoulder taping techniques that I've referenced in a few of my videos. Now this is perfect for those of us with very hypermobile shoulders, especially if it tends to displace anteriorly to the front. Really good for anyone who hangs out in this position, or if you tend to get a sore neck almost from the weight of your arms being too much. If we have really hypermobile shoulders and the ligaments are getting on a little bit of a stretch, you can feel pain around the shoulder, but often also pain up into the neck. So this technique is perfect for that. We're going to use dynamic tape, which is the one with the pattern on it. It has a 5-way stretch and it's really buoyant and perfect for this kind of technique. So I'm just going to turn and face the back. The first strip, we're actually going to have a large anchor, then we have a lift up and over towards the opposite shoulder. So I'll hold that one. Then the second tape, we're going to come from the front of the shoulder up and over down to the middle of the back. So just cut those two strips off first. Then, as with all of my taping techniques, and especially with this dynamic tape, I like to round off the corners. This just means that it doesn't flick up so much and makes it a little bit nicer to peel off afterwards. Now, if somebody is very hairy, you're probably going to want to shave it first. If you're doing it to any males who tend to be a little bit hairy around the shoulders, we don't have any issues with this. So number one, which is slightly longer, we're going to unravel. Now the rule with your dynamic tape, you must have a good anchor point on here. If this anchor is too short and you pull too much tension, you can get a traction blister around the edge. So I'm just going to place this right down on the deltoid. Then I unravel and I want to leave that anchor tape there as well. I actually stabilize slightly before I pull up, lay it all the way across. Try not to get the hair involved as you go past, and then a nice long anchor onto the opposite shoulder. So this will give a very gentle lift of that arm up into the socket. It really helps kind of float that arm. Then the second one, same thing, peel off. Again, a nice big anchor. I'm going to place this down the front of the shoulder, but because it's already in quite a stretched position, if you just come forward and pop your elbow on the wall, like having it up in this position, so that when I do a little bit of a drag up, over, down to the middle of the back, then come back, step away from the wall, there we go, it will have a little bit more of a lift. So just turn slightly sideways. This one gives a little bit of a lift up and open to try and counter the shearing of the arm forward. This feels great when you're trying to lift. It gives it a little bit more float. Really offloads your head as well. And even try rotating your head side to side. You'll often find that it actually gives you more range of rotation because of the load that we've taken out of this neck. So perfect for an unstable shoulder. Neck pain due to tension, if somebody's been dropping their shoulders down too much, give that one a try, and if needed you can add on the serratus anterior tape that we're going to do next. One area in shoulders that a lot of people have trouble with is winging of the shoulder blades. And this is often due to serratus anterior not kicking in when it needs to. This taping technique can be done in conjunction with the previous taping that we've done, or it can be done standalone if this is the area that you're having trouble with. So Millie's just going to turn and face the wall and place the arm up. You'll notice in this position, the shoulder blade stops winging on its own. So serratus anterior sits underneath the shoulder blade and it helps pull it around underneath as we lift our arm up. A lot of people, when they lift their arm to the front, the shoulder blade actually kicks back a little. So this taping is going to help it find its own place. We're going to come from the center of the spine across, catch the point of the shoulder blade, and then actually wrap around under the boobs. Now we're not going to do this on the skin today, a little risque for videos, but you can do that at home. So again, we round off the ends. And I always have a little more tape than I think I'll need, better than coming up short. peeling off, making a nice long anchor. And around the shoulder, I use about 10 centimeters of an anchor. Around the foot, often about 5 or 6 is fine. But around the shoulder, I like to use a much bigger anchor, so because the skin's a little bit more delicate, we don't want to get those traction blisters. So we're going to start off right up in the center of the spine. No stretch on this first part. Then as I come around, I actually stabilize. If I pull this way, you can get a fold of skin and get a blister. So I actually use my hand to stabilize it so I can get a decent stretch, covering over the bottom corner, and then wrapping down and around the front of the rib cage. You can do one, you can also do a second one along here for extra support. You can do the second one a little bit shorter. So same thing, an anchor. I overlap them by about a third and bringing it down, open under. And if you just relax that arm down, it really helps wrap in underneath. It'll help stop that shoulder blade from flicking back when we're going through movement. Just step back a little bit and then take the arm up into fifth. It will really help get this feeling of bringing the shoulder blade underneath rather than hitching up or pulling back when we're going through our port de bras.